Blog Talk Radio. Chatting with Nat is a podcast for independent women seeking to speak their truth and to break down barriers. We host honest conversations that help to guide and empower women. Speak your truth and set yourself free. Let your voice be heard. Hi everyone, it's Natalie G. Natalie Jean. Yes, it's Chatting with Nat. And today we have entrepreneur and recording artist Kingsley. Kingsley's unique and unforgettable voice will warm you up and melt you down. Her presence is captivating and overwhelming. She sings only on her personal experiences of life, love, and her journey of becoming Kingsley. Kingsley doesn't just stick with one genre. Her vocal can do anything. Her songs are influenced by pop to R&B and anything in between. So let's give a round of applause to Kingsley. Hi. Hi, Kingsley. Don't you love that button? I always had to say
yeah, that was great.
I want you to feel good. I want you to know
I was like, I'm hyped up. It's me.
I want you to know there's thousands of people in that applause MP3 just applauding you because you're so phenomenal. How are you doing today?
Oh, so good. It's a nice day in Portland, so really good.
You know, I watched you the other day. What was I on? Was I on Instagram? I think I was on Instagram, and you were sitting on the couch with, I guess, 3 other friends, and I believe you were singing. That was you.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I was like, what?
That was a late night, spontaneous. I turned 28 last week, and we all went out to get drinks together, and we came back. 2 of the girls are in my band, and then the other girl, I have a song that we came out together, so we were like, let's do the chorus. It was like midnight. We were very drunk and trying to do it. It was pretty incredible.
I love that. You just segued into a beautiful thing. How was your birthday? Because I was going to ask you about that.
It was lovely. I turned 28, and it was hard right before. You know, I don't know what it is about millennials, but we set up so many things by the year that it's supposed to be done. And so just going back and looking at where I thought I would be at 28 versus where I am just kind of shakes you up a little bit. So.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I just rewrote some goals, rewrote them all again, reassessed, made some, like, realistic goals, and I feel better.
28. That is so young compared to me, who is old as dirt. I can't even. You're still young. Listen, age is nothing but a number. Look at me. I'm 100 and I'm still doing things. So don't about the age, because you have plenty of time to do everything that you need to do. So tell our audience that didn't see you on Instagram Live about your whole lipstick line.
Yeah, so I launched a lipstick collection with a Black-owned company called Event Cosmetics. They're local here in Portland, Oregon, and we launched 3 different luxury lipsticks that match the 3 singles that I released before my album is coming out. So there's this really dark liquid matte black. It's called Therapy, which is incredible. There's a regal purple. It's also liquid matte. That's called All Me. And then there's this sheer luxury lipstick that's called I'm Fine, but you can also wear it as highlighter on your face. Like, it's meant for multi-dimensions. It's incredible. And you can wear them all together as one, like creating your own color, mix and match and all that. It's so cool.
Now, how would you pair that lipstick or some of the lipsticks or one of the lipsticks to your music?
Yeah, we actually did some cameos. So, like, in my song Therapy, at the beginning of the music video, I'm actually putting on the lipstick before I bite this apple to fall into a labyrinth. So just showing what the product actually looks like on me. And I think it was just really important to have products that are good for singing and on stage. Like, I kiss my microphone when I sing. And so instead of me just, like, buying Maybelline every single month, it was, like, important for me to try to find a company that could make something that I would wear all the time.
Right.
And I would share with, like, my singer friends. So, yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How would you describe your music?
Oh, my goodness. Well, how I would describe it is different from how A&R reps and indie labels. I just got someone called me Black Indie. What does Black Indie mean? I'm a Black person who does indie music. I would never.
Well, you see, it's bizarre how people want to divide people all the time. It's music, people. Music. No such
right?
thing.
Oh, my goodness.
She is an indie amazing artist. You could call her that, but Black Indie, okay.
Yeah, I was like, that's not even an option when you submit at Spotify. That's crazy.
That is so true. That is not, tell the world, that is not an option. So how would you describe yourself?
Indie meaning I do everything independently, and pop, I just do popular music.
There you go.
It doesn't get as easy as that, yeah.
You heard it from Kingsley right here. Black Indie. I mean, that could be the name.
Which is so funny. My publicist had sent me something, and we both gasped at the title, and it was like Portland's hip hop and R&B songstress. Hip hop?
Like, no. Yeah, you know what? That is so annoying because they just. It's interesting. What I love about you is that, and I'm like you in the sense that people will look at us and assume what our sound will sound like, and then when you open your mouth, they just gasp in awe and like, what? That's not what I was expecting. And that's the beauty of being who we are, because we can show the world everything that they think we are not. You know, we are not, Black people are not just R&B artists. They're not just, pop artists. They're not just soul artists. They're not just jazz artists. They're not just blues artists. They're not everything that you want them to be. We are what we want to be, damn it.
And just like, instead of assuming, just sit down and enjoy the music. Like,
exactly. That's another thing. Sit down.
So, like, I studied classical. I have an opera degree. So technically, like, like, all of the things don't matter for what people assume. I'm like, you just want to be serenaded? Cool, sit down.
Just sit your ass down. But see, that reminds me so much of, like, Nina Simone, whom I love, because of the fact that she commanded people, look, if you're coming to see me or hear me play, sit down, shut up, and listen to me. And I mean, that's why I don't ever want to be background noise again. I will not play anywhere where I'm background noise. It's not happening. If I'm playing somewhere, it has to be when you're listening to me, your eyes are gazed upon me.
Yeah.
We're so better than we're so much better than that. You know what I mean?
No, I played a show one time where someone was literally playing skee ball while I was performing. Just skee ball,
No. I've been in places where they have the TVs on. I'm like, no, that's not happening anymore. Because we have to start viewing ourselves as a product, as a brand, as somebody to be respected. And that this will not do that anymore. So, what's one thing you wish you had known when you began your career?
Oof. That just because they promise you they're going to do stuff for you doesn't mean you should pay them to do it. Like, sometimes learning it yourself is the better way. So, like, I don't know, people, like, with social media, if you don't know social media and you pay someone to, like, help you with that, like, maybe just, like, learning things yourself. I wish I would have, and I've learned it, but still the hard way, that I was, like, very excited that someone was excited about me, and it ended up just being not a good time, and me spending a lot of money on things that I should learn myself.
You know what? That is wise, what you just say. Very wise. I agree with you 100,000%. Anything you ask somebody to do, you should learn, especially social media, especially the business of music.
Yeah.
You should learn the back end of everything. Like I bought a book that talks to you about music management, music business. It is imperative for people to understand agreement. Even if you hire somebody to do something, you should know the ins and outs of it. Because the person that's doing the you could cheat you left and right, and might not be doing the thing right the way that you want it to come out. So thank you for that. That is very wise. I love that answer. What would you say? I hate the word failure, so I'm not going to use that word.
It's good. Okay.
What is your biggest non-outcome? And what did you learn from it? And what I mean from that is something that you tried to do and it just didn't happen at that moment. So what did you learn from that situation?
Yeah, I try to block those out. Let me just think. Hold on.
I like that too. I like that though. I just try to block those out. I don't even
the thing is, and this is like the gospel truth, and this isn't me like feeling myself, and I've never not done it. It just didn't turn out exactly how I thought it was going to be. So I've never had something that I set up and it just didn't work out. Everything has always worked out. It just has been constantly teaching, like humbling me to not keep my eyes on something because it may be different, and different is always better. And I think like when I put my first album out in 2017 and I had the show and I thought it was going to be a sold out show and all these things, and like we fucked up on so many songs and it was just chaotic. I was like, I hired an 8-piece band to play at my thing with like 3 practices, you know, like, so we went through with it. I think my like biggest lesson to learn is like, it just because you picture it in your head doesn't mean that's the way it's going to come out, and that is okay.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Yeah. What does your music say about you?
That my heart hurts. That boys are dumb. I'm gonna start dating women from now on. Just don't break my heart, ladies. No, I'm kidding.
Hey.
My music says about me is I have no secrets. I'm very honest and humble with my pain. That there's just no part of me that hides. When I write it, sometimes it makes it out to the world. So some songs make it on my album, but a lot of my like deep, heartfelt songs, they're written, you know, but they're for me to be honest with myself.
Right. I like that. That was actually a very good. That was a very good answer. I love that. Who are your main musical influences?
Okay, so this is actually really funny. So I grew up to be a hardcore Disney kid. I was born in 93, but my parents were like either Christian music or Disney Channel. So I went so hard into Disney Channel, so hard in the paint. And my upcoming music video, I decided to dress like the people who I grew up wanting to be. And so one of them is an 80s sitcom show called Gem and the Holographs. Do you remember that?
Yes, please.
Okay.
In front and center in front of the TV for Gem and the Holographs.
So government name is Mo, and I picked Kingsley. Like, I specifically wanted an alter ego the way that Jerica had it because of Gem and the Holographs. I thought that was incredible. And I loved it that they could wrap up the entire episode in a minute song. I thought that was great. I loved it, you know. And it taught me really good writing for choruses. Everyone's like, you write such a good hook. And I'm like, Gem and the Holographs. The second people that are in my music video is the Jonas Brothers. So I dress up as Nick Jonas, and my best friend dresses up as Joe, and we have a mannequin for Kevin. And the Jonas Brothers, they inspired me so much of like polish, what a polished product really looks like, and just having fun on stage with your music. So everyone has always said, like, you're so great on stage, you're so fun. And I'm like, the freaking Jonas Brothers, man.
That's right. I watched them. And it was I actually enjoyed it because I didn't know a lot of the things they went through before they became so big and famous. They're really interesting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And they're cute.
Just those promises, from the labels. Promises.
Promises. So I'm going to play your song, All Me. Tell me what that's about.
I wrote All Me when I was in a relationship with this person that pretty much told me that they loved me first. And I never said I love you to anyone, so I just, said it back. And as we grew and learned, he would tell me, I love you, but I just, I can't be the person for you. I'm not whatever. And, even though the person says it's them, you feel like it's all you. So, all me. Everything feels like it's all my fault of why this relationship isn't working. So that's what it's about.
Okay, we're going to do that right now. Hold on. We're going to have a word from our sponsors.
Hi, it's Jordan and Madison, and we're Jay Madison out of Nashville, Tennessee. We'd love to tell you about B Squared Management, artist services by artists for artists. Get your press, branding, single release, and sync success plan now at bsquaredmgmt.com. And listen up to our latest single, Down, now on Spotify.
Should've moved on, but you wanted to stay. Should've let go, had to go your own way. Now we're in this mess, bitter as can be. Are you doing well? Are you doing well? Oh, don't be. Not to read all my feelings, not to read to stay sober, but I can't lie, try to move on. Yeah, right, where you let me, and I read all my money, and I try, I'm too lonely, baby, don't lie, say you moved on. Yeah, right, where you let me, should've known better, but I lost my head. Should've had it all, chose the right instead. Now I'm off my dog, riding to my car. See, I'm not doing well, I'm not doing well. Oh, just me. Time to read all my feelings, not to read to stay sober, but I can't lie, try to move on. Yeah, right, where you let me, and I read all my money, and I try, I'm too lonely, baby, don't lie, baby, moved on. Yeah, right, where you let me, damn, it feels like it's on me.
Loved it. I was grooving. I was shaking my thumb.
Yay! I was singing along. I was like, oh, yeah, they can't hear me.
I loved it. I loved it. You have what I love about you. You have a very unique voice and a lot of versatility. Now, did you ever think about doing the whole opera thing since you studied it?
Oh my goodness, no, I couldn't wait to not do opera songs. Yeah, it's just the thing about my vocals are, and you can even hear it in my speaking voice, like I have a very rustic, like very grimy, natural voice, and like trying to tune it to function in a classical way, which is a very standard way of singing. Right. My voice just would fight back. I would leave rehearsals just so rasped because my voice is like, I want to do that. I'm not going to do that. I just don't want to. So.
It's like, no, you're never going to do that.
And even when I sing today, like I don't force my voice to do anything it doesn't want to do because it won't. It'll just stop working. It just doesn't. No.
No, I love that. Your voice is telling you, look, I know what you want. So just do what I say. Damn it. Who would you love to collaborate with?
Ooh, like in life, I would love one time to collaborate with Beyonce. Just to have a new sign that says, what would Kingsley and Beyonce do, to hang on my wall.
DM her on Instagram. I know.
Like, hey girl, it's me.
Me, girl. I was reading that Lizzo DM'd Chris Evans, and he responded.
Oh my gosh, I just saw that TikTok.
You need to just DM. You don't know what's going to happen. They just never know. So you should try to do it. And the next time I was with Beyonce doing your thing, you'd probably freak out, but you're doing your thing.
I would definitely freak out.
You're like, what? What advice would you give someone wanting to pursue a career similar to yours? I mean, that would include the music and the cosmetics.
Yeah. It's okay if you don't get things right the first time around. Like it's okay. This is all learning and changing. Like putting out products, like the iPhone, we get updates every freaking other month on things, right? So just put it out and then change it later, kind of a thing. And then stop comparing yourself to the internet people. Like your people will come if you put out good products. The people that are supposed to be a part of your journey will be there.
Yeah. To you to speak your truth.
Phew, man, it's you can't lie anymore because it's going to be forever on the internet. Then people are going to be like, well, you said in 2010 on Twitter. Yeah, it's important. It's freeing. It feels so nice to just leave and not have to think like, is that what they wanted me to say? Or it's freeing. It feels so nice to just share who you really are, and most people enjoy it. Like most people want your authentic self. So, yeah.
But have you always been like that? Have you always been so authentic?
Yeah, I have always. So I grew up in a white suburban area, and I grew up with 7 siblings. So figuring out who I was as a person happened really young because being a Black kid in a white area and having so many siblings, it was like I needed to figure out my personality and who I was going to be very young.
Right.
And obviously you grow and you change and trauma and, you move forward in life. But I have always been like the very confident kid, the person who likes to make people laugh. I like to be the happiness, like, keeper, It's over time has grown that I can radiate that from the stage. Yeah.
No, I like that. What are the best resources that have helped you along the way? And this could be
best resources. Well, YouTube can be a great tool if you use it correctly. There's been so many times I will YouTube a video on like how to something. YouTube has been incredible. That was even just like with my college degree. The YouTube guy that helped me with statistics, I hope he's doing well in life because without him, I wouldn't have passed that class. YouTube has been incredible. Books. So like most of the music industry books from the 90s are by men. There's been a couple of them that have been written by women now. There's one by Lindsay, I forget her name, Lindsay Ferhidi. I apologize. She's going to kick my butt. She has a book that's like Be Your Badass Self, and she plays for the band Cold. She's a metalhead. She's in LA. I actually did a podcast with her, and we clicked so hard. And her book is basically about like never telling yourself no in the music industry. Like, you're going to get no's from everybody else. You better not tell yourself no.
That's right.
And I thought that was dope.
I like that. I have to read that book. All right. Well, thank you for that resource.
Yeah.
Who are the 3 people who have been the most influential to you?
My mother. She has taught me to just keep chasing after my dream. And on the days that I don't believe in myself, she's just reminded me of the 4-year-old Mo who wanted to be in the very moment that I am right now. So she's been incredible on this journey. My best friend started a company called Women Crush Music, and she has been just incredible of me watching how she helps the music industry and women. That has taught me how to be a better ally and advocate for women in the industry. And it's taught me, like, the spotlight is for everyone. You know, I came into it thinking, like, there's only one, you know, there can only be one Black pop artist, you know, and Lizzo's already ahead of me. And it's just, like, not true. There's so much abundance in the universe. And so just being a part of her company, Women Crush Music, has really taught me that. And it's gotten me much more opportunities and good friendships. And then the final person isn't a person I know in real life. I've actually never met this person, but his name is Brendan Burchard, and he actually was like the wellness or like the coach for Oprah and for Usher, and he works with big name people. I have his book. I have his daily journal. I listen to his podcast, The Brendan Show, and I watch all of his YouTube. So I call him my online mentor.
I love that. I love the fact that you know the people from Women Crush.
Yeah, my best friend started that company.
I love that because we are going to be interviewing them on the Sim Radio Network because I contacted them and it was like, I would love for you to be on our podcast. You know, just another female-owned website trying to do things for women, and I think that's awesome. And they said yes. I don't know if so it's one of the other people that works on the platform as well that's going to be interviewed. So what I love about them is that they answered and they said yes. You would be amazed at how many of these female platforms will not answer or they refuse to be on a podcast because it's not Taylor Swift that's holding the podcast or they're too high up to be able to be on a podcast.
What is so crazy is Ashley for Women Crush, she did a podcast like back in the day, and she's gotten 3 people who have heard this podcast to ask for her client help, and she's busy with her workload, so she passes them on to me, and I'm like, well, where did you hear from them? And they said that they just Googled Women in Music podcast, and she was the first one to pop up.
Really?
That's literally it. So all of the people who don't want to take the opportunities that I'm like, you're missing out on so many shots, man.
Exactly. It just doesn't make sense. So I contacted this group called Girls Irate. And so they had me fill out a form, and then it says, well, I guess the manager or whoever owns the site, they said, well, they can't do this. It wasn't, well, you know, right now is not a good time, and maybe later. So I replied back, it's a shame that you have a female organization and you won't even collaborate with another one. So what do you stand for? You know, I haven't heard anybody respond. It's a pet peeve of mine. That's why Sisters in Music is all about, you know, I don't care where you are in life. It shouldn't matter. It's freaking music. So that's why we want to give a voice to the unheard and the heard, you know, because we all have something to. If you're doing stuff for women, there shouldn't be a tier that I have to be on so that you can do my podcast or me come on your podcast. It's just it's BS. And I can't stand that.
You just don't know who's on the other end of the receiver. That's the thing about me. Like, if I have an opportunity to talk and share my story, even when I perform music, like I played in Seattle, there was literally 4 people at this show. This was like 4 years ago. 4 people. One lady came up to me and she was like, I thought you were playing at Madison Square Garden. It was so much energy. I'm like, yeah, girl, you deserve it. 4 people. And then 4 years later, she had me play at her mom's 90th birthday party. 200 people. I made $3,000. They tipped me. They gave me food. They paid for my hotel. You just never know.
You see? I love that. I love that. Yes, you never know. You just never know. What is the one common myth about your profession or field that you want to debunk?
That it just takes one song and one music video to make it. And that if you do your dues, you'll make it. It's just like it's not. It's you make it every day if you get to do what you love. And if you have that mindset, the money will come. If you have that mindset, the clout will come. You know?
So true. You are so 100% right. That is a good answer, and I love that answer. But yeah, you're right. The cool thing about one music video, one single, and then
just that one thing about the.
And there have been people like that, but you know what they're called? One-hit wonders.
Right.
And then you never hear from them. They might come back 20 years later, and you're just like, "Where have you been?" Oh, I remember that song. Hello.
Play your old song. Don't play anything new.
What I would add to that is the fact that people think that if you ride somebody else's coattails, you'll be famous too, but that's not how it works either. I know people that are just trying to latch on to other people and say, okay, if I collaborate with this person, then I'm going to make it. No, that's not how it works. You have to you have to work. And what I find is that a lot of people seem to be extremely lazy when it comes to this music industry, because I think they see how hard it is, and so they rather take shortcuts than rather learn the whole aspect of the music business, which can be crazy.
It's always going to be work. I love the work. Yeah. You got to like the work.
You got to like the work. It might drive you crazy, but you got to like the work. Out of all of your songs, which one is your favorite?
Depends on like performance wise. So if it's like a pop set where I get to play with backing tracks, my favorite song is You, because you dance around and you flick people off and it's really fun and you get to scream at the guy or girl or alien or person who broke your heart. So I really enjoy that one. But if it's like a stripped down acoustic set, it would be probably my song You Didn't, because it's a really heartfelt song, and when I get to actually sing the words and people to like feel the words, it's one of my favorite feelings.
Awesome. All right, if you were talking to a younger version of you, what advice would you give yourself?
I'm still giving myself this advice. Younger, I had to tell myself this today. Every day to be more thankful, because I worked so hard to get to this very moment and like to enjoy it more. That I'm always constantly looking ahead of myself. Like the lipstick, the day we launched the lipstick collection, I was like, okay, so we need to start working on the other skin products we're doing. I didn't even enjoy that the lipsticks were out. So I have to constantly ring myself back in and live in the present. And it's my 10-year self 10 years ago and my 10-year future self. I'm going to say that to myself all the time. Just enjoy.
I like that. What are your goals, your ambitions with your music career?
Yeah. I want to be as big as Ariana Grande, Lizzo, Beyonce. I want to live every day in my craft, and whether that's, doing movies, TV shows, music, modeling. Like I love the entertainment industry, so my never-ending goal is to live, play, work, die in the music or in the industry, entertainment industry.
All righty then. Now, I saw somebody tag you on Instagram Um, are you modeling also? Because it was like a modeling company.
Yeah, I'm signed. Yeah, I'm signed with a modeling agency. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. I can't legally say anything else.
You're not going to hear
This
anymore.
has been a hard, and I'll speak honestly because I don't know where it's gonna end up. But this is like the good lessons of learning. It's a new path for me, so I don't know much about it, and I'm having some hard lessons in life with signing with an agency and not really knowing what to expect and how to speak adequately about what I want. And so again, man, learn it before you do it so that you can be wiser and better and stronger.
Yeah, I went on their site just to see. It's under construction right now.
Yeah.
But well, we just have to see when it's not under construction.
Yeah, we'll see.
And I will contact you, and I will say, so what's going on?
Yes, I will update you. You know me, I'll keep it trill.
No, I know that. I know you will. That's why I'm going to ask you. So what's going on with that? So what do you have coming up for this year? I mean, the pandemic. I just got my first vaccine shot, which I hated. My arm still hurts. But what do you have coming up? Are you going to tour? Are you performing?
I'm both. I'm vaxxed double. I got my second one last week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm sorry about your arm. The second one hurts just as bad.
Thank you.
I'm hoping to move. I'm hoping to move out of the country. I was supposed to do a UK tour last year. Obviously, none of that happened for anybody. And so I don't know if I'm going to try to put the tour back together or if I'm just going to pick up my roots and move. But I'm weaning the end of my time here in Portland and 5 years, and it's been incredibly fruitful. But I'm ready to, dig a little bit deeper, dig a little bit harder. I've gotten a little too comfortable being here, and I'm a go-getter. So.
And where are you going to move to?
I think outside of London, yeah. I feel like my music will do really well there. I have a lot of London Spotify listeners. I don't know how well that will translate into actual physical bodies, but I feel like I will do well outside of London area, and it's easier to tour there,
You said
it's closer than.
I am going from Portland to London. I was not expecting you to say the UK. I was like, I should probably
really?
say it. Yeah, no, but you are accurate about the UK, London. When I talk to a lot of artists, and I talk to my music producer who works with a lot of artists overseas, they said it's a lot easier to become famous in Europe than it is in the United States because the United States people are too damn picky. And in Europe, he knows somebody that's so famous over there, but when the person comes back to the United States, nobody knows who he is. I think in Europe, people are just more amenable to the creativity of the artist. They have they have a great, awesome music scene. So I agree with you 100%. If your goal is to move to London, you'll do very well there.
Yeah. Yay.
You're like, yay. And so now, when are you leaving?
I think I'm going to go after the holidays. I haven't spent a Christmas or Thanksgiving with my family in like 6 years. So I think I'm going to go home to Chicago for November and December, and then probably move at the start of the next year.
Now, do you already have a place to stay in the UK? London?
Oh, no, but now I said it on your podcast, so someone's going to be listening, and they're going to put me up.
That's right. Here you heard. I love that. It's like, you know what? I'm just leaving. I don't know where I'm. I love that, though, because you're a go-getter. You're just like, I'm going to do my thing. It's all going to work out. It's in the stars. All is in divine order. That's it. I'm going to make it. And that's a great attitude to have because you'll go far with that attitude. You'll go very, very far. And you'll be a star. And then I'll have to get on a plane and have to go to the UK to go see you perform. And then you'll have a British.
Hell yeah. You'll have to come on stage and do a song.
Oh my gosh.
We came all this way so we can call it a business expense.
That's going to be fantastic. And you're going to have a British accent, and then I'll have to have one too. It'll be awesome. No, I'm very excited for you. Good for you. I love to hear people that follow their dreams are not afraid to do anything. And you know what? You take your cosmetic line over there, and your wine line, and you're going to write a book, and you're going to do all these things, and it's just going to be amazing. Then you'll go on tour, a European tour. See, I have it all set out for you.
I'm writing down notes. I'm like, okay, we're going. We're doing it.
I'm writing it down for you because I said yes. Yeah. Now tell our audience where they can find you on the internet.
TikTok, Instagram. I don't use my Facebook as much anymore because I don't have any shows, but that could change now that everything's changing. Of course, on all streaming platforms, definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have one more really dope music video coming out, and all of the music videos from my upcoming album are directed and camera operated by two amazing Black women here in Portland. So, yeah. Tika and Cameron, thank you, ladies.
Awesome stuff. So, what are some wise words you like to live by or love to live by?
Wise words I love to live by. Worrying never made the problem disappear or get fixed quicker.
Oh my God, that is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. Because that is so true. So true.
Oh, don't do it. Don't worry.
Yeah, worrying doesn't do anything for you, and in fact, it prohibits you from doing anything because you're like, oh my God, what if I do this and this is gonna happen, and and that's gonna happen, blah blah blah. It just doesn't work. You either gotta do it or you don't do something. Because as we've seen, life is very short, and at a moment, all things can cease. And you stay at home for a year, worrying about people dropping dead from a virus. So, when you live through a pandemic, you know what? You should be like, oh my God, the sky's the limit. I'm just going to do everything because life is so short.
Right? That's it. Sky's the limit. We're out. Never look back.
We are going to do our thing. And, and as Black women, we can do any genre that we want to and not call it Black indie.
Yeah.
Damn it. No such thing. It's like we're always having to fight for something. Listen, dudes and dudettes. It's called music. And it's called We Are People, just like you. Just because we
like if I don't call myself it, you probably shouldn't. I think I just go by that rule when I'm like trying to decide, right? Mm-hmm. I usually don't go up to someone and be like, he, la, la, la. I let them tell me what they are and what they prefer, and then we go from there.
There you go.
Same with music. Like, let the artist tell you what genre their music is. Chances are they're right.
I love it. Well, Kingsley, it's been awesome to have you on Chatting with me. Your career, I'm going to follow you. I may be a groupie and a stalker when you go to UK and London, so I can get on stage with you because you rock. You're really awesome. So thanks again.
I would love that. I appreciate this. This was so fun.
Well, I'm glad to have you. It was truly an honor. You are amazing. I got to get some of your lipstick. I'm going to try to find it. Tell me where to find it. I will message you and you can
on my website.
All right. Well, you just come from your website. I hope you have an amazing week, and I wish you much success in everything that you do.
Yeah, we'll go keep in touch. Talk to you soon.
I will talk to you soon. And that was Kingsley, everybody. Until next time, this was Chatting with Nat.
Chatting with Nat is a podcast for independent women seeking to speak their truth and to break down barriers. We host honest conversations that help to guide and empower women. Speak your truth and set yourself free. Let your voice be heard.